Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of what happened on Before the 90 Days, Season 7, Episode 4. So let's get right into it. Let's check in with Tigerlily and Adnan. Wedding day is finally here. Tigerlily has zero idea what to expect. Not only has she never been to a wedding before, because do not forget, her ex-husband basically locked her in a room and never let her have any of her own friends.
My ex didn't want me to have friends, so, whose wedding am I gonna go to?
But she also didn't have a wedding of her own with said ex-husband.
I didn't have a wedding celebration. It was just a shotgun wedding at the courthouse.
Cruz and Shay arrive, and Adnan tells Shay that she must be present in the room with Tigerlily and Cruz at all times. Then he looks Cruz deep in his eyes and he says, "You are not allowed to touch anything other than her hair."
Only touch her hair.
Okay.
You will watch?
I'll watch.
Okay.
All right.
Cruz is like, "Yeah, I'm a hairdresser, motorboating my clients ain't exactly part of my job description. Calm down."
I've been doing her hair for 20 years.
Like, I'm now the babysitter. It's definitely a little weird.
Adnan leaves, and as Cruz and Shay are setting up, Tigerlily goes to answer the door. And it's the wedding videographer and assistant. And wouldn't you know it, they are both of the male variety. Tigerlily is a little confused because Adnan seems to want to light every single male that ever looks at her on fire, but Mr. Planned this whole wedding himself planned this whole wedding himself. So if he hired these men, then it must be okay for Tigerlily to be around them, right?
I am not supposed to be around men. But since Adnan arranged for these videographers, I guess it makes it okay.
As the videographer sets up, Tigerlily tells Shay and Cruz about Adnan's behavior yesterday with the hairdresser. You remember when he set that timer on his phone for 5 minutes and told the hairdresser, "You only have 5 minutes to do my wife's hair, and I'm gonna stand here and stare at you without blinking." She says that witnessing this kind of behavior from Adnan was incredibly eye-opening for her, and she's become much more accepting of his desire to keep her away from interacting with any other man on the face of this planet for the rest of forever.
I'm literally like his most prized possession. I am just totally for him, and that's it.
Girl, you are his partner, not his possession. Shay is like, "Okay, but Tigerlily, that sounds like it's really controlling behavior." And Cruz is like, "Yeah, this feels a little familiar."
You like to run things your way.
You're right, but I don't.
Relationship.
Well, I know.
Tigerlily goes on to explain that while the two behaviors are the same, she doesn't feel like she's being controlled with Adnan because he is doing it to show her how much he loves her.
I don't feel controlled at all. And I like it because it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, he loves me that much. It's so cute.
Tigerlily definitely wants an assertive man, but she might be confusing controlling behavior for assertion. Like, sure, you want the man to pick out your outfit, choose the restaurant, order your meal, and that's totally fine, as long as that man is also allowing you to keep your autonomy. For example, if you're like, "Ooh, I don't really like that dress," is he gonna be like, "Okay, baby, why don't we pick something you do like?" Or is he gonna be like, "I don't really care what you think, put the dress on and shut up"? Shay asks Tigerlily if it's okay to leave her in the room alone with Cruz so that she can go into a different room and do her makeup because they are starting to run behind. And Tigerlily's like, absolutely not. And Shay and Cruz look at her and they're like, bitch, what?
I'm honestly baffled right now. I for sure thought that she'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. You can go do your makeup."
The two of them see this less as her respecting Adnan's wishes and more her doing whatever the hell he wants in a desperate attempt to make this marriage work.
She wants it to work so badly that she's going along with whatever Adnan wants.
It's like she has blinders on.
Adnan heads off to his brother's hotel room so that they can all get ready together. He tells us that he is beyond excited and has worked his entire booty off to make sure every single detail of this wedding is perfect. His brothers all get around him and tell him that they're gonna get him some virility honey so that his pecker is gonna buzz all night long.
ماشي عمري ما طيب ماشي
هيك تعمل هيك بلاش تطلع تروح من الاوتيل تروح من القاعه تنام
بس لا بنامش انت عارفني انا مستحيل انا.
Back in Tigerlily's room, Shay is like, "Hey, so after robbing him from his cradle, how was it getting impaled by your college-aged husband?" And Tigerlily's like, "Oh, it was nice. He was super good."
Did he come off as a virgin?
No.
Wonder how he knew what to do then.
And Tigerlily's like, hello, porn. It's not like he lives under a rock. And then Cruz is like, okay, so porn is actually illegal in Jordan, so you want to try to answer that one again?
I don't know where Adnan learned to do what he does.
And I'm like, really? You don't know? You don't know what other possible explanation there could be for your husband, who is allegedly a virgin with no access to pornographic images, videos, and texts, to be so good at sexy time? You have no idea?
Don't men just know what to do? Aren't they just born with it, like caveman type stuff?
I don't know, bitch. Were you born with the ability to just gob a knob? When you went down on your first pee-pee, did you just know instinctively how to give it the good old Gluck Gluck 3000? Anyway, they're running behind, and Shay's like, okay, I'm gonna get dressed real quick, and Tigerlily's like, no, you cannot. The videographer, who is a man, is still in the room. And Shay's like, oh my God, okay, can I go behind this very opaque shower door so that I'm still technically in the room? And Tigerlily's like, no. Tigerlily asks the videographer if he can leave, and he says no. The videographer reassures them that it's totally fine that he's a man because he is here doing a job, so it doesn't count. And Tigerlily's like, okay, but Cruz has a job and he was not allowed to be alone with me either.
Adnan needs to tell me the rules can be bent because I am just trying to make sure that I don't get in trouble.
They finally get her all glammed up, and Tigerlily comes out in a dress that she is happy about, and that is all that matters. The two of them have an incredibly sweet first look, and then they head over to the venue. Let's check in with Sunny and Veah. Veah is excited to finally be meeting Sunny for the first time, but she is super nervous that bringing her ex-boyfriend on the trip will make Sunny leave her.
Sunny doesn't know that I'm bringing my ex-boyfriend Rory on the trip with me. When he finds out, it could mess up everything.
Yeah, because there wasn't absolutely another option that you could have pursued that wasn't stupid.
I think it's gonna be fine. I like to think on the positive side.
Yeah, sometimes Delulu is the Salulu, but also sometimes you could just use your brain. Veah comes home from a very long day at work and tells us that with all of the extra hours she's been picking up to save up for this trip, Sunny has been feeling pretty neglected. So when she's on a video call with him and tells him that she's gonna hop in the shower, Sunny's like, ooh, take me with you. Veah does end up bringing him into the shower with her, and Sunny likey.
You like what she's gonna do?
I do. You look so sexy, baby. Close my eyes.
After the shower, they keep talking about how awesome the trip is gonna be and how excited they are. Veah then asks him if his parents know that they're gonna be staying together in the hotel, and he's like, yeah, so they definitely do not know because they are super strict, so I'm just gonna tell them after you get here.
Sunny is born and raised Muslim, but I've definitely met stricter Muslims.
He admits to her that his parents would definitely prefer to see him marry a Muslim girl, and while he doesn't want her to convert because of him, he is going to ask her if she would convert for him. And she's like, yeah, that's kind of the same thing. Now, Veah does believe in a higher power, but she is very skeptical about organized religion because of her upbringing.
They forced us to be in the church that they owned. They controlled everything, literally. When we woke up, when we ate, like when we went to bed, when we'd use the bathroom.
So she's very hesitant about converting to a religion that she feels any amount of pressure to join. Sunny says that her converting is not a deal breaker, but it would make it a ton easier to get his family to accept her if she did.
I won't ever change myself to be with somebody. So as much as I love Sunny, I won't ever convert for him.
It is the day before her trip, and Veah is stressing because girl has not even started to pack. But it's totally fine because she's super excited that Rory is finally coming over. And I mean, she is super excited. They head out to drop her dog off at the sitters, and Rory tells us it was definitely weird having Veah ask him to go with her to South Africa.
I'm amazed how I got roped into this. She's like, you want to go to South Africa? Help me meet this kid? I thought it was like just the oddest thing.
He tells us that he only said yes to her because he has traveled with her a few times in the past and he knows her quirks and what she's like, and she's definitely just a helpless little thing and she would not survive without him.
She'd definitely get lost without me. Like, I would worry for her safety. If it was a horror movie, she'd be the first one to die.
That's facts, but you kind of look like you would be the second one to go. The two of them sit down for coffee and Rory asks her about her family and how they are.
I tried to get my mom to come out, but she didn't. She's actually homeless again.
No way.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Veah then tells us that Rory has been with her through her toughest battles in life. He was there when her brother lost his life after being shot by law enforcement. Then her and Rory actually got pregnant and lost their baby.
A traumatic experience like that either makes you closer or it breaks you. We were coping so differently. Eventually, we grew apart, and so we broke up.
Oof, that is rough. I feel like it was definitely not a we wanted different things in life situation, and more of a there are just some things that you do and say that you cannot take back. They talk about Sunny and the upcoming trip, and Veah tells Rory that Sunny doesn't actually know that he is coming with her to South Africa.
He knows I'm going with you, right?
No,
Why?
because I'm not trying to get into a fight with him before I go over there.
She says that Sunny can be very cute and loving, but he can also get very angry. To which Rory is like, well, that's kind of messed up, and now I'm kind of nervous about going.
Her not telling Sunny that I'm coming is such a crazy thing. I've heard a lot about Veah and Sunny's relationship tonight, and some of it's a little worrying.
Okay, so my previous judgment on Rory, I'm gonna put that in limbo for now, because he is definitely a lot more level-headed than I initially thought he was gonna be. And, you know, maybe he wouldn't die second in that horror movie. Maybe he would die like fifth.
I just want to make sure you're making the right choice. If he's around, he needs to get it straight.
Let's say hello to Niles and Matilda. Say hello to Niles, 27-year-old nerd extraordinaire from Alabama.
I'm really into role-playing and fantasy games. You can do anything. You can make your own rules. You can play any character.
Niles is autistic and tells us that he cannot understand social nuances super well, so he comes off very blunt, which has made navigating and fostering relationships very difficult. He is at home making himself some breakfast, which is supposed to be bacon, but let's be honest, he is just chewing on coal at this point. He heads out to his job as a peer advocate, and he goes around making sure everything at work is going to run smoothly for the next few weeks because he is going on a trip to meet his one and only Matilda. Meet Matilda, 23-year-old Ghanaian who he has been dating. Matilda slid into his DMs and gave Niles hope that he could finally have love, family, and happiness.
She makes me feel that I'm someone worthy of having a family, of having happiness. And you know, that's really all I have ever wanted.
Niles is with some of his coworkers and they ask him about his upcoming trip. He says he's super duper excited and that him and Matilda have even talked about her moving to the US sometime in the future. He also says that she expects them to get married during this trip.
She wants to get married on this trip.
No, you got us a little worried here.
Yeah, my Rory level just went through the roof.
Now, you might be like, whoa, Matilda, slow down. But Niles is actually the one who got impatient and proposed to her. He just did not think that Matilda would immediately start planning the wedding.
To my surprise, she has gone full steam ahead and is planning everything for a wedding during my trip to Ghana.
His friends are pretty skeptical as to why Matilda is pressuring him to get married so quickly after the proposal, and he explains to them that he thinks it's a cultural thing. Regardless, he is not ready to get married. He proposed thinking that he was gonna get to Ghana, he was gonna take his time to meet her and get to know her, and then decide if he wanted to actually go through with the marriage or not. Which, like, people gotta stop proposing to people that they are not sure if they wanna actually marry. His friends ask if he's told Matilda that he does not want to get married right now, and Niles is like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, no. So his friends are like, hold up a damn minute. Are you scared of her? And Niles is like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, yes.
I'm worried that if I tell Matilda that we'd have to postpone the wedding, she'll just end things right here, right now.
His friends tell him that he has to reset her expectations before he goes. Niles says he's pretty traumatized because whenever he tried to tell the truth in the past, it always seemed to hurt the people around him. So he's grown pretty accustomed to masking and withholding the truth a lot more because it just makes life easier and a whole lot less painful. Despite this, he does decide he has to tell her the truth. So he gives her a call and she's like, oh, I am so excited to get married, my king. And he's like, yeah, so about that, we should probably slow down and make sure everything feels right. And she looks at him and she's like, no, we're getting married at the end of this trip.
We're gonna have our wedding, yeah.
We have to make sure that we do it as good as possible. I want God to show that as an example of a wedding.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. Please do consider subscribing, giving this video a big furry thumbs up, and be sure to let me know in the comments what you thought of this absolutely heinous episode. I hope to see you guys for the next one, and as always, thank you so much for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!